Hi, everybody. This is Christine from Firemoonalchemy, and I'm popping on here to talk about what you guys can expect from the upcoming solar eclipse in the sign of Aries. So let's just get to the messages. So during a solar eclipse, the moon's path is in front of the sun, temporarily blocking the sun's rays from reaching the earth. Its effects on the collective are similar to a hard reset, much like unplugging a device and then plugging it back in again. Particularly full solar eclipses, which is what we are going to be experiencing in North America. Now, we've got Mercury in retrograde in Aries at the same time, as well as Chiron, our soul's wounded healer, is strongly activated as its placement is directly next to the solar eclipse. So now, depending on where this transit is occurring in your personal natal chart, this highly energized event will serve as a transformative wake-up call that opens your eyes, bringing about a newfound sense of clarity and healing that raises the bar of what you previously thought was possible. Now, the numerology of this transit adds up to the number 20, which is judgment in the tarot major arcana. Now, I was quite surprised that this was a tarot card theme for this transit, as this card's energetic signature is quite similar to the overall eclipse theme. Now, this card speaks of self-reflection, healing, and awakening. It signifies a point in our life where we honestly review our past and ask ourselves if our current life path feels authentic to our soul. Now, often when this card comes up in my readings, it reflects a divinely inspired, significant life event or change. Something from the past needs to be reconciled and released so that, 1, you can move on with your new life, or 2, you improve your existing experience to benefit not only yourself, but those that you care about. Now, keep in mind the energetic effects of this eclipse can last for up to 6 months. So this gives you, an approximate time period to prepare or implement changes if you so desire. Now, what I decided to do was pull a tarot card and pair it with judgment, and just to kind of delve a little bit deeper for everybody in each sign to find out how each of you can work closely and beneficially with this solar eclipse energy. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get started. Okay, Scorpio, Sun and Rising. So your cards are Judgment and the Star. Now, this eclipse is occurring in your 6th house of work, health, holistic healing, and daily routines. Now, there is a profound opportunity for both physical and psychological healing with this eclipse. In fact, for many of you, this is interconnected. So whatever has been a cause of you not feeling your best physically or emotionally, this is going to come into focus to be addressed. Now, I'm picking up that diet is a big one here. Many of you have maybe not necessarily outright food allergies, but food sensitivities that you will need to come to terms with in order to feel better so that you have the energy and mental clarity to do what it is that you want to do. Now, when the star appears in my reading, she often also points to emotional or physical trauma that is trapped in the body and needs to be released through gentle means such as yoga, magnesium baths, massages, as well as getting enough rest and fluids. So definitely drink lots of clean water. The star is a very spiritual card, and so this brings up some things about your spiritual connection, which is extremely important to you, as Scorpios can feel frustrated and tense if they do not get enough quiet time that allows you to connect to your spiritual side. And then as a water sign, you like to go deep. So be sure and make time for this. Now, some of you may get a new job or career path or do something even part-time, which involves the healing arts. We're talking about that sixth house energy here. So there could be some challenges though regarding support for your new endeavor, or even with coworkers who may be insecure regarding your talents, especially, if you're the new person coming on. Now, this could bring up some past triggers, as these themes will feel familiar to you. There's just something about that Scorpio persona that tends to be misunderstood. So don't let this undermine your enthusiasm. Just keep going and stay in your lane here, Scorpio. You will find that people will begin to warm up to you as they get to know you, and as well, things will just seem to work out without much effort on your part. Okay, Sagittarius, Sun and Rising, your cards are Judgment paired with the Nine of Pentacles. So this eclipse is occurring in your fifth house of creativity, fun, romance, and self-expression. Now, I love that the Nine of Pentacles is the card that came out for you. Now, look at her enjoying her garden and spending time with her falcon. So I ask you, Sagittarius, is it time for you to tap into the lighter side of life? And don't feel guilty about doing something just because you love to do it. I think with Chiron here activating this eclipse in your fifth house, this may be something that you are dealing with. So even if it costs money, now I'm going to say be reasonable, of course, with your budget, or even if you have a spouse or children or other obligations, if this is something that you love to do and it makes your heart sing, why not do it? Life is meant to be lived. Now, Sagittarius, in general, your sign likes adventure and romance. So this eclipse may offer some solutions as to how you can bring more of both into your life. If you're in a committed relationship, try some new things and have fun. And, if you have children, you can even tap into your inner child and do some fun activities with your kids too. Now, I'm just going to put this in here. If you are in a committed relationship, I do not advocate any kind of affairs, as we're talking about fun and romance. Okay. So I don't want anybody coming back to me, talking about that. So let's just keep everything committed and above board here. Okay. Now, getting back to that fifth house, the fifth house is the house of children. So if you are not looking to start a family, I recommend taking some extra precautions. Don't let a few moments of passion get the better of you, Sagittarius. Okay, we'll just put it that way. And if you aren't looking to add a new member of your family, hey, you know what? This would be a great time to get that going. Now, an opportunity may come up wherein you may decide to turn a hobby or creative pursuit into a business. Oftentimes when the Nine of Pentacles comes up in my readings, that is often the case. A lot of people have side hustles these days. The caveat for you is going to be having the time and space to do it, as well as thinking through and working through any kind of guilt that you have, taking the time away from your other commitments in order to have this time for you. But I do feel that you will have some clarity and maybe even some new ideas that come in about how to handle this around the end of April, or even the beginning of May, say around April 30th to, maybe around, May 10th or 15th, something like that. Okay, everybody, I hope you found these messages helpful. And if you did, please like and subscribe. And I'm wishing you guys the best of success and lots of love during and after this new moon solar eclipse.